What if the change you've been hoping for doesn't begin with an answer? What if it starts with a question? Hey, it's Melissa, and this is my question for you. This podcast is built on one simple idea. Sometimes all it takes is a single question to help you slow down, reflect, and realign with God. And here's the thing, the questions that shape us most aren't always the ones with quick answers. They're the ones that linger and tug at your spirit until you take the time to pause. So today, my question for you is this: is your check engine light on? Not the one on your car dashboard, but the one inside your soul. Because just like a car, our spirit gives us warning signs, moments when something just feels off, but we keep pushing through anyway. And if we ignore those signals long enough, sooner or later, we just might break down. Recently, God placed an image on my heart, not a dramatic story, just a picture I'm sure we can all relate to. You're driving, everything's going fine, and then a tiny light flickers on the dashboard. The car's still moving, so if you're anything like me, you say, I'll just deal with it later. Later becomes days, then weeks, and what could have been a small adjustment becomes a bigger and more expensive repair. Our souls do this too. Stress, fatigue, irritability, feeling disconnected, these are all little lights that ask for attention. It's as if loving arms are waving us to the shoulder of the road to just take time to rest and reset. I don't share this as a my big breakdown story. I share it because it's all of us. And when I sit with this picture, I hear God's heart whisper, you don't have to wait for the car to start smoking to slow down and stop. And here's the truth about that warning light: it's not judgment, it's mercy. It's a gift. It's a signal designed to save us, not to shame us, to pull us back before the damage gets any greater. God's Spirit often works the same way: a nudge, a conviction, a restlessness that says something's not right, something needs attention. But how often do we explain it away? How often do we push past exhaustion and call it just being strong, or excuse our disobedience as being too busy? And this isn't just an idea for us today. The Bible gives us clear examples of how God invites us to pause and respond to these same signals. In Luke 10, we meet Mary and Martha. Martha is distracted. She's stressed and working hard to serve. She has Jesus in her house. She wants to impress him. She wants everything to be perfect and everything to be just right. She's doing all the good things, but she's missing the most important thing. And Jesus gently says to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. That's from Luke chapter 10, verses 41 and 42. That was Martha's check engine light. Her worry and distraction were signals. God's way of saying, slow down, realign, and come back to me. But if we're honest, it's not just Martha. Look at Jesus' own rhythm. In Mark chapter 6, verse 31, after a stretch of ministry and just being out and about with his disciples for a long period of time, Jesus told his disciples, come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get rest. Even Jesus built rest into his rhythm. And then in Luke chapter 5, verse 16, we see that it clearly says, Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So if the Son of God pause to pull over and realign, so should we. And then his invitation in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30 say it best. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You will find rest for your souls. That's not judgment. That's mercy. That's Jesus waving us over to the shoulder of the road, saying, don't push until you break. Let me restore you. Let me give you strength. So, once again, my question for you this week is this. Is your check engine light on? Have you been ignoring a warning, a feeling you've been brushing off, a habit you've been justifying, or maybe a distance from God that you've stopped noticing? You don't have to wait for a crash to change. Sometimes all it takes is pulling over and letting God look deeper and releasing what you weren't meant to carry. So, if you have a journal nearby, I want you to write this down. What signs, whether they're spiritual, emotional, or practical, have you been ignoring? What would it look like to pause and reconnect with God this week? And here's a simple prayer you can carry with you, a reminder that you can pull over anytime. God, I pause with you. I breathe in your peace. Help me to find rest in you. Next week, I'll bring you another question, one that invites you even closer to God's heart. But for now, I want you to just pause, reflect, listen. Don't rush past the nudge. Don't ignore your check engine light. Pull over and let God speak to you. Until then, keep asking, keep listening, and trust this. God doesn't just point out what's broken. He restores what's lost. He renews what's worn out. And He's already leaning in, waiting for you to respond. Before you go, if you'd like to take this week's question deeper, download my free reflection guide at myquestionforyou.com. It's a simple way to pause, journal, and invite God into your week. And when you download it, you'll also join my mailing list where you'll receive my weekly email series called This Week's Question, A Quiet Invitation. It's a short weekly encouragement that I send out by email. So if today's episode spoke to you, head on over to myquestionforyou.com or just send me a quick DM and I'll send you the guide, giving you encouragement for your spirit and wisdom for your walk.